What's up, guys? C5 Administrator here, and this commentary is a sad one, to say the least. If you guys know, if you've been here for any amount of time, or are a new subscriber who surfed back through my older content, I have a special place in my heart for Battlefield, and some very bad things have happened in regards to Battlefield. So the next chapter of Battlefield 5 DLC was actually delayed at first. That's perfectly fine with me. When you delay things in the video game world, they usually come out later to be better. When they're rushed, much like Battlefield 5 was just a rushed game, they don't tend to be that good. So a delay is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with a delay. But recently, we are now getting information from DICE that they are basically halting support on Battlefield 5. Their experiment with games as a service just didn't work. Which doesn't really surprise me at all, to be honest. I think they should stay on the route of the free DLC, but I don't know. They just some old dogs aren't meant to learn new tricks. DICE is good at marketing and doing things the way that they do them, and changing that might not have been a great idea. But what has happened to Battlefield 5 is what has happened to Battlefield 5. Everybody talks about what happened to it. I want to talk about what I want to see from Battlefield going forward after this. How are we, DICE, going to rebound from the fail? It was a failure. There's nothing wrong with failure, but Battlefield 5 just was a failure. Coming off of the success of Battlefield 1, you know, it just... Especially, Battlefield 1 was so well received. So many people love Battlefield 1. As much as I hate on Battlefield 1 for not being super content rich, I can't deny that the gameplay in Battlefield 1 was just A1. Sniping was amazing. Movement was amazing. Gunplay was a bit questionable at times, but you know, the maps were good. The visuals were good. Game modes were good. Basically, the only one glaring issue with Battlefield 1 was the lack of content, and some people contribute that to the setting. I don't really. The lack of customization on the weapons is definitely contributed to the setting, but this will segue me into exactly what I want to see from DICE and how exactly they'll rebound. I've always had this thing, like, I understand developers don't want to make the same game a whole bunch of times over and over again and update the graphics and put a new name on it. I understand that. But I'm also all for the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? And what I mean by this is that Battlefield setting has never been broke. Bad Company 2, 3, 4, these are all the most well-received games in the series. These are all set in modern times. These are all like a World War III setting. These are all modern. We got fighter jets, tanks, U-boats, and aircraft carriers, and just all this different stuff in the game on the maps make only in Battlefield moments. You know, playing Battlefield 5 and even kind of playing Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 had them, but they were kind of toned down. But Battlefield 5, it seems like it's lost its charm. Something about Battlefield 5 is just not as, you know, there are clips on my channel of Battlefield Hardline putting C4 on a motorcycle and then driving towards people on the motorcycle with your teammates in the party with you. We'll put C4 on a motorcycle. We'll start driving towards enemy cars, maybe in Hotwire. If you don't know what Hotwire is, it's a mode that is strongly focused on the vehicles in Battlefield Hardline. So we get a bike, put put C4 on it, drive towards enemy cars, blow the C4 up, and when you blow the C4 up, your bike flies like way outside the map. It's hilarious. It's so much fun to do. So not only do you get to kill somebody with your suicide bike, you get to just fly across the map, and we would like have contests of who could fly the farthest outside of the map before they died. Like, you can't do that in Battlefield 5. You can't just the map seem less like a sandbox. I've always said Battlefield is just the gunplay takes skill, the game takes skill, but it's not a competitive game. I don't feel as though we should be making it that. Battlefield is a sandbox experience. It's a big, open war sandbox that you can load up with your friends in a squad, and either you can sweat and really try to win the game and be that top squad in the game and communicate and rotate from different objectives. Different maps, there's different ways to rotate. Maybe it's more of a naval map and you gotta rotate by boat. Some of the maps might on an objective might be on an aircraft carrier out in the water, so you and your teammates might have to. This is Battlefield 4. You and your teammates might have to figure out exactly how you're going to push this huge aircraft carrier. And when you guys figure it out and you finally capture it, it's going to be super satisfying. But now it's not over. They're going to come back and they're going to try to do the exact same thing. So you and your squad can choose whether to move on to the next objective or defend the one you've already got, depending on the other team's tendencies up to that point in the match. It's just this. You can't play Battlefield 5 like that. It's almost like it's. I don't know how to. It's just lost its charm. It's just not nearly as fun. Like I said, it doesn't have all the same moments and stuff like that the other games did. But my point here is that we need to go back to our roots. Like, it's almost like Battlefield's having a COD moment right now. Okay, they try something different. It was cool the first time, and they tried to do it again. It didn't work at all. So let's take it back. Let's take it back to the roots and where it all started, where your most popular games, where you were most selling your games, where most people were introduced to your games in a modern setting, where Battlefield is meant to be. We need modern weaponry, a whole bunch of it. I'm talking Battlefield 4 numbers. And you know what the best part about Battlefield 4 was? Is that not only did that game have an insane number of weapons, for the most part, they were all pretty balanced. This is Battlefield 4 to me is peak DICE. DICE as a developer has never been up to the standard that they've been in Battlefield 4. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure if new people are coming in and the talent just isn't there anymore. I doubt that. Battlefield 5 was a rushed product. EA rushed it out because Battlefield 1 did so well. They had gotten as close to surpassing Call of Duty as they've ever gotten in recent years with the release of Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2, and not with Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 came out alongside Battlefield 5. They were chasing the dragon that is Call of Duty. They got as close as they possibly could surpassing Call of Duty with Battlefield 1, and they felt as though this was their time to strike. But as a result to that, they won. And speaking of Titanfall 2, they basically condemned Titanfall 2. They condemned Titanfall 2 to failure by launching it next to Battlefield 5 and Call of Duty that year, okay? Which was a horrible idea. Titanfall needs to be launching during the summer, whereas Battlefield should be taking on the big dog that is Call of Duty. But that's besides the point. They were chasing after Call of Duty. They had gotten as close as they ever have. And they got giddy. They got excited. They got cocky. And they said, you know what? We're going to rush out the next title. We're going to put it out. And hopefully that should be enough to surpass Call of Duty. But what they didn't realize is when you rush out a title like that, the quality just won't be there. Battlefield 1 was not rushed. Battlefield 1 was well calculated. Everything about Battlefield 1 was well thought out. They worked hard on Battlefield 1 to make a fun alternate World War I experience. People don't really commend them for making a fun World War I experience. But point of my commentary, I ramble a lot and I get off topic a lot. But the point of my commentary is that we need to get back to roots. Modern Battlefield needs to come back. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be fun. It needs to be big. It needs to be intense. We need another really cool trailer like Battlefield 1's trailer with Seven Nation Army. We need hype. We need the hype to come back, and I don't think anybody's going to be hyped about another World War II. I'm sorry. They're just not. But anyway, that's all for today, guys. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like. Subscribe. Thank you.
If it's red, it will glow.